23届上海国际电影节全球媒体产业链发展论坛，全球电影产业链发展论坛，我是主持人纪晓军。全球电影产业链发展论坛今年已经进行到了第7年。那在过去的7年间，我们也看到了全球电影产业的不断的发展，同时也看到了全球国际合作的不断的深入。但是今年2020年的确是非常特殊的一年，因为
But year 2020 is a very special year because we actually caught by a very sudden outbreak of COVID-19, which posed a stop button to the development of a film industry. A lot of people actually involved in these sectors have to stop their work, putting everyone in a freezing mode. But the good thing is right now we can see everything in China is resume their production. Therefore, we talk about post-COVID-19 period. What will be the change in this landscape of film industry and how we deal with these new changes? And luckily with us today, we have the special guests from home and abroad, either with us here in the physical venue or online, to have a more in-depth discussion. We have 4 guests for the first panel discussion. And also, first of all, we will have the 4 speakers. So they will give a keynote speeches. And please tune in with CGT New Media. Will bring you the whole coverage. First of all, let me give the floor to Mr. Hu Hao. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, good morning. Mo Yan, the winner of a Nobel lecture, means that from a certain level of meaning is more important than eating food. In the past half a year, we press a stop button on the development of film industry. But the good thing is right now we welcome a resuming. We can see the spring is coming and 35 million box office created yesterday. We believe the spring season is back to China, especially to the film industry. And for the Shanghai University, always aiming to cultivate talent for the future. We always would like to shoulder our responsibility to make our contribution to the China's development in terms of headcount, the national development, science and technology, industrial sector, as well as culture, R&A. Li Shutong, the first film actor in Hollywood, Wu Yan, Zhu Qizhang all are well-known alumni. And also we have seen the Jiaoda undergraduates always made their present in the different films involved in the Shanghai International Film Festival. And we always would like to bring Shanghai as a key place, another highlight in the film industry, bringing the academic research as well as the sector industry bring together. And we also work together with the different sectors from home and abroad to create a platform for the students to either find a job or to make their own creativities. Going forward, we would like to see more talent to show their excellency in this global platform, showing their contribution. And next year, we will celebrate the 100th year of establishment of the partisan Chinese Communist Party, and also the 120th anniversary of the Shanghai Jiao Tong University. And we will also take the stories of the well-known revolutionary experts. So we will bring their stories into the film and to express the spirit of the previous generations to the next generation, and wish a good success of today's forum, and also wish everyone have a good and constructive discussion, and wish a good prosperous of the development of the Shanghai film industry. Thank you. Thank you very much. As you said, yes, indeed, the happiness of a film, yes, is back to our life, and that's also full of our expectations toward the future.
广播电视总台上海总站、上海交通大学和美国电影协会联合主办。美国电影协会。
And today we also need to give a credit to MPA, as well as ICCI, and also the China Media Group.
主席兼首席执行官查尔斯·瑞弗金先生，虽然不能够亲临现场，但是也是通过视频的方式发来。
So the chairman of MPA could not make his presence here today, but he also sent a video clip to us.
非常欢迎大家来参加第7届全球电影产业链发展论坛。
Welcome to the 7th Global Film Industry Value Chain Development Forum. I'm very glad to be invited. Actually, film changes way of life and also work of life and the way of traveling, and our good partner shows that nothing can stop our flow of activities and also our day of life. The good thing is, like, actually you can see the communication is still going on without an impeded flow. I'm here in Los Angeles, and we have a very successful Chinese film. We talk about Universal Studio, my brothers, and also other very famous Chinese studios actually paid a visit to the studio in Los Angeles and also shared with us their understanding and experience about the problems and the further development of the film industry. So MPA is very glad to cooperate with the whole forum for the 7th year. And we would like also to continue our deep-depth discussion regarding the future development of film industry and also strengthen our partnership with a fruitful discussion of the film festival. Thank you. We also would like to see more cooperation and discussion. And now I also would like to give the floor to Mr. Zhang Hong, Party Secretary of the film development industry. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The 7th Global Film Industry Value Chain Development Forum is kicked off in Shanghai today. First of all, I wish a great success of the forum this year. As we all know, the sudden outbreak of COVID-19 has posed challenges to our way of life, especially to our film industry, which suffered the most. So we have seen the cinemas, theaters stopped. All the working teams also stopped their work, which is an unprecedented challenges in front of us. Under this circumstance, relevant authorities and the localities showed great support and care to the film industry by introducing many supportive measures and policies to help the film industry prevailing over the difficulties. Therefore, regarding the further development of a global film industry is highly relevant. In the recent years, we have seen a sharp, fast development in the film festival. In terms of the box office, it's ranking number 2 around the world. And the number of film created ranking first around the world. And regarding technology development and the digitalization, industrialization of the film industry, all have seen a greater improvement. But we believe that we should also put content as a top priority that should be driven our creativity. So which means we should more go to people, we should more understand their way of life and understand more like what's really our audience waiting for, what their expectations. And also at the same time, we also would like to see more Chinese films going global, letting the whole world know China more as well. I wish the 7th Global Film Industry Value Chain Development Forum a great success. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Zhang. Also express his expectation on the future development of global film. And we can see that Mr. Zhang actually touched great importance to the keynote speech, and because we can see actually he actually modified his script by many times. And now I also would like to give the floor to Mr. Fu Ruoting from Huaxia Film Exhibitors. Distinguished guests, all the viewers, good morning. I'm very honored to be invited to the 7th Global Film Industry Value Chain Development Forum affiliated to the 23rd Shanghai International Film Festival, co-hosted by CMG, SGTU, and MPA. So this is a great platform aiming to bring different ideas regarding the future development of the film industry. Now I would like to talk more about how we will bring the film industry back to the normal track. This year, because of the COVID-19, a big challenge actually lay in front of all of us, home and abroad. Starting from January 24th, the theaters in China are closed until June 16th. The authorities issued a notice that any theaters and also the players along the industrial chain actually are entitled to resume their work. I believe everyone actually along that industry chain feel the pressure, feel the anxiety, but actually that also helping each other to overcome the difficulties. We know the COVID-19 actually pressed the stop button to the development of the film industry, which also make everyone suffered a lot. The central government also touched great importance. Mr. Wang Xiaohui, head of a state film administration, also made a deep analysis on the challenges, opportunities in front of the film industry, and also gave arrangement and the guidelines regarding the future development. And the good thing is that starting from the recent days, we have reopened our theaters. In the past 1 week, based on my rough calculation, 4.15 million people visited theaters, with a box office 110 million RMB. So here, actually, we gathered everyone to discuss the future development. Means that investment, people, audience will all involved and they're always there. From the short prospect, actually, we can say we all suffered a great loss in terms of the economic manner. We talk about the work involved in the production, the post-production, distribution, exhibition, all stopped, and plus the downward pressure on the economic development, posing additional challenges in terms of the operational mode, the business mode of the film industry, and which will be also a long-term impact. Look at the global landscape. The film industries in different countries all reshape their position under the content of COVID-19. We believe this is also the time actually force the film industry to transform itself and how we can really create a new chapter and also seize opportunity posed by a threat. We believe this is also the main topic. Shared by all the practitioners in the film industry. People, when they quarantine at home or stay at home, they choose a online platform to enjoy the entertainment. We talk about the streaming media. Actually, of course, it has its own strengths, but we talk about the streaming media will not replace the theaters because we talk about things in their own features that will create more layers and choices to our audience. A good film further should be produced and broadcast by a bigger screen because theater can show audience the full value package. And we also talk about in the recent days, the technology actually developed so fast, but the stream media actually has limited way of broadcasting. Therefore, that also gives a unique and irreplaceable position of a theater. And we are here today. This is a high-scale, high-standard film theater. And we talk about stream media. It actually can do a very fast, short length video clip. So this is a very good a supplement to the film because like the viewers or the audience can first watch a trailer via streaming media. So we talk about every year, let's say 700 films created every year. Just half of these films actually broadcasted by cinema. But we talk about the rest of films as well as other films actually can also broadcasted by streaming media, which is also the additional way of generating income. So we talk about the streaming media is a new way of broadcasting. It will not actually competing the audience with the theater. Actually, that will help you to attract more traffic to the theater. For me, myself, I've been working in this industry for 30 years. So I paid a visit to the theater to watch a film on the very first day of our reopening, which also gave me a great and a new feeling and experience. Actually, nothing can really compete with a whole 360 fist experience provided by cinema. We talk about this is like a big ceremony, and also that's really through different technologies actually create the best experience to our audience. So we talk about the films such as the Wandering Earths. Actually, this is a blockbuster in the Spring Festival period with its outstanding performance and technologies, and also the third top among China's box office. So this is actually step in the empty places of the scientific, and also showcase the advanced producing technologies. Historically, opening a new journey for China's production of science fiction. The Wandering Earth also showcase the progress made by the Chinese film industry, showing the practitioners in the film industry actually devoting themselves and making greater films. The Wandering Earth actually involved 3,000 sketches, more than 10,000 shooting pictures, and also a very vast number of the shootings with specific effects. Because of all these dedications, because of all these hard work, actually bring the whole production of Chinese in film industry to even a higher level. Right now, we are also working on a second series of the Wandering Earth, and we believe in the coming 3 to 4 years, we'll work on the screenwriting, as well as the planning of pre-production, bringing the production of Chinese film to even a higher level. The cause of industrialization can drive the producers to pursue a higher quality of film that will also make the cinema to improve their broadcasting facilities. We talk about the cinema infinity. This actually help us to break the bottleneck of a cinema release, brings 3K, 4K, 3D, high resolution, multiple spectrum, and a new experience of hearing all into one. Every small detail actually is unveiled in front of the audience. Last year, we had a film called The Gemini Man. Actually, that's equipped with this high technology and also the high experience of watching the film. And we talk about the film, The Champion, which is a women volleyball film. But all involved is cinema infinity technology. Going forward, by making ground changes in the fundamentals, we would like to see from the pre-production to the post-production, distribution, exhibition, we will bring the film industry development towards a high quality, multi-layered manner. And regarding how we can bring the film industry back to the normal track, we also have the different plans. First, we created a specific team aiming to integrate the content of creativities, which will create synergies in decision-making the content creativities under one umbrella. The poverty alleviation and create a Xiaokang society actually is the key theme this year. We will also have a film in this sector. And next year, we will also have the film speaking a party story, because next year we will celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Chinese Party, Communist Party, and also we will also have a film to speak about the stories happened during the Wuhan anti-epidemic battle, and we also work with our partners regarding the film Above the Cliff, directed by director Zhang Yimou. And we also would like to bring release the film also back to the screen again. We will also shoulder the cost of a cinema release to give the further support to the theaters in order to help our cinemas also back to the right track. For the first round of the releasing of the films was 30. In the future, our target is 50 films, and we will also bring 200 million RMB as the coupon to our medics as well as the students in the last year of their high school or middle school. That will also bring the vitality back to the cinema. I believe with a good momentum shown in China's economy, the beauty of Chinese film will also speed up its resumption. I believe the fundamentals of the Chinese film industry will not change. As the second largest market of the film industry, China will also continue our international cooperation in order to inject the new impetus to the future development of global film industry. Thank you. And we come to the next session. We will talk about the new normal of the film industry after the COVID-19. Let me invite the three guests: Mr. Feng Lei from MPA, Mr. Wang Zhonglei from Huayi, and also Mr. Yang Xianghua from iQIYI. Thank you very much. Be seated. And I believe a mask not really needed. And thank you very much. Actually, this is my very first time after half a year to enter a cinema. Of course, we're not watching film here, but actually we are very willing to see the film in the cinema. The good news is actually we have seen a reboom in the Chinese film industry, because right now our theater reopened. So first question, one word or one sentence to describe your feelings in the past half year. Mr. Wang, you go first. Actually, time flies. It's already 8 months. We talk about actually my feelings changed a lot. We talk about we put a pause to the development of our film industry. We talk about actually the adverse situation actually make you to think how we can make a change in order to cope with all these difficulties. And the good thing is actually right now we see the lights. Actually, for myself, I experienced SARS. I believe more or less the situation is the same. Was the same. The market, the production all stopped. So if you talk about my feelings, then I can tell you my feeling just like I'm riding on a roller coaster. So at the very first time, we talk about we need to stay at home. So during that time period, you can see the click number and also the watching period actually is created a new high. Especially in February, we saw the peak that actually happened at the platform of streaming media. But coming to April, May, June, you can see actually fewer people, even less than the level of last year. Because actually, if there were no new film released in the cinema and there is no film released at our ITE platform, I did talk about actually this is a quite a weird situation because actually you should be one of the beneficiaries because of this COVID-19 or staying at home. So from the peak to the low position, I actually believe that's the reason behind it. There is no film released. And I believe that since the reopening of our theaters, we've seen the new film actually starts to be released, and then we can see the curve is coming back, is going up. Then we will see more and more people, our viewers, will getting back to ITE. Actually, we thought you should be really happy because of the COVID-19. Actually, I'm not happy, I can tell you, because like streaming media actually, we all gain from the reopening of theaters or the reboom of the market. Same as the others at the very beginning, anxiety. Right now, I seeing hopes. So same as a gentleman saying, it's just like a roller coaster. So at the very beginning, a big stop imposed on the development of the film industry. You can see a pause on the production of films as well as shutdown temporarily of our theaters. Everyone is so eager to know when it's time to reopen our cinemas. In other countries, we also saw actually they tested the water, but like China, it's like we contain the spread of the virus and we opened the theaters in a larger scale and in a well-orderly manner. We believe we make the first stride. So we also say we bring the hope to the market. Actually, we share more or less the same experience. So today we talk more about the new normal, new challenges in the post-COVID-19 period. So how you understand that new normal, why we call it new normal, and what kind of new things you try, and why you would like to start these kind of new things. For creators, we believe actually that brought to us a quite tranquil creating period. Before we talk about no matter where you are along that industrial chain, we all experience a fast speed of development. So same to our creators, because actually we lost our pace because we need to catch up with that fast speed of the whole industrial development. So we talk about the development phase, we talk about the creating phase, that you should be patient. It takes time to create good content. And also we talk about a post-pandemic. I believe it's quite early to say post-pandemic. We talk about we contain the virus, but we talk about we still need to depend on the holistic measures in place to deal with the COVID-19. We still see the sporadic cases happen, for example, in Dalian. So we talk about Dalian, actually, that just happened right in the first week of the reopening of all the cinemas. So we have to close all the cinemas in Dalian again. So we also need to think about whether that will also ring the alarm to us about the potential risks regarding COVID-19. Actually, for myself, my observation in the past 1 week is like our audience, they are ready. They have that strong desire to go back to the cinema to enjoy a long period of watching films. Because look at our daily life. Actually, we saw a really short period or the short video clip. Actually, that's taking up a majority of our life. But we talk about like films or the books, actually that's taking up longer time period of our daily life, right? So actually, from day-to-day observation, also look at our neighbors, Japan and ROK. Actually, they opened their cinema even in the pandemic. So you are watching, this is a video clip that we're aiming to make Shanghai as a new international hub in terms of a global media. So you can see we have different facilities like IMAX cinemas, and also with the cutting edge technology such as 5G, 8K. So this is a whole base created by China Media Group, CMG. So also with a very stunning views in the evening. So you also can enjoy this light show in the evening in this new international hub. And talking about IMAX, we also invite a special guest from IMAX company to share with us his idea regarding the future development of IMAX. So for myself, actually, for sure, COVID-19 will impact the film industry. That also depends on the whole situation in terms of containing virus in other countries. It takes time, and that's more the external limitations. But we also talk about that's also involved in people's mind. That also need a certain time period to let our viewers or the audience going back to the theater. And for sure, we will see more and more audience getting back to the theater because this is the way they get used to watch films. This is something actually already in their life previously. And this is something they cannot enjoy at home. So when they're getting back to the cinema, they would like to see the blockbusters and also the films on the bigger screen. But still, we talk about like you can like watch a streaming film in a smaller screen, but still, that IMAX, right? That experience cannot be enjoyed at home. Yes, we can see actually the gentlemen have a full confidence in the future development. As Mr. Wang just said, still the pandemic is far from the end, which means we will always see the challenge posed by COVID-19. That is also why we talk about this is new normal, right? So talking about MPA, you have a lot of members, right, under your umbrella. Please share with us the understanding from the US colleagues. So regarding the understanding of a new normal, first, the new normal is a streaming media, right? This is a fast-growing release channel. And second, we talk about the COVID-19. Actually, that the COVID-19 also like a catalyst to drive the audience to the streaming media platform. Before the COVID-19, actually, in the US market, we have already seen the impact caused by the streaming media to the cinemas. We talk about the window period. So we talk about cinema release actually that involved a window period, right? One film that's taking the North American market as example. That's actually 6 months. Actually, is the period, and then coming to DVD, and then to the a paid TV, and then maybe 2 years later, that's also the window period, coming to a free TV. So that window period actually shortened in the past 2 years, and we talk about the cinema release actually right now shortened to 3 months. And because of COVID-19, and also you can see the 6 top Hollywood studios also make their own new trials. Whether that will be the new normal, actually, I believe, as IMAX, the CEO said, and also as Mr. Fu said in his keynote speech, if our audience would like to really enjoy the great experience of a bigger screen, they will for sure choose cinema. Having said that, we talk about cinema is not the only choice for our audience. So we talk about like some films actually were just directly released in the cinema, but look at Apple company. Like they buy the license, they buy the copyright and release in their own Apple system. Do you think that will be a new normal? As I mentioned, a window period, let me give you an example. One film, the released revenue, let's say 15 years ago, still North American market, the DVD revenue actually took up half of their overall released revenue. Box office just took 20% of the overall revenue. So in the recent years, DVD that actually replaced by a further full coverage of wideband. So the streaming media actually taking a lot of the market share of DVDs. So that shortened our cinema release time window period. Blockbusters, of course, that's a key films released by the cinema, but we talk about the medium or smaller size films will maybe released more to their different channels. We talk about Disney, like Disney Plus will be the new channel, and HBO Max also released their own platform of streaming media. And this month, one of our member, NBC Global, also released their pickup you can tell actually different companies actually already released or established their streaming media channel. Still, we talk about like social features by going to the cinema. Actually, that will be not replaced by the streaming media platform, because streaming media platform cannot replace the role of a cinema and also that great experience created by the cinema. And we also have another guest online. And their company actually is also organizing the large scale of the film festival. So let's also hear about her insights.
Hello and welcome. Can you hear us? Okay, great. Great to have you here.
So Catherine, can you hear us? Great to have you here.
Discussing this new normal under.
So right now we're discussing about a new normal under the COVID-19. And we have seen the impact of COVID-19 to the film industry, not only in China, but also to the other countries around the globe. So what's your take on the impact caused by the COVID-19, especially the US colleagues? First of all, thank you. The organizer of the Shanghai International Film Festival invited me to join this panel discussion. Because of COVID-19, a profound changes have been undergone in the film industry. And we always heard people saying that we were even busier than before. We had a Zoom conference one after another. Impact, yes, indeed. But our attention more goes to the whole industry, not just to our own company. We talk about the measures such as quarantine, actually help the further growth of streaming media. But actually, streaming media companies they also face their own challenges regarding content supply. So the quarantine or staying at home actually have its own pros and cons to different companies from different channels. But we talk about a large-scale film festival, like Cannes International Festival. Actually, if people not have that budget, they cannot go to this kind of the film festival. They just can share their ideas online. So we talk about this year. Cannes also has its online forum, which produce a great outcome in Spain. East Africa, and also in the other part of the world. As long as you use your phone, you can join the discussion online. Yes, indeed. Actually, we can see everyone just paced down and to think about the future development of the whole industry or joined the online forum to discuss about the future development of our film industry. Facing the challenges triggered by COVID-19, have you heard any companies or any your colleagues think about bring everything virtually, or any big changes happened to certain companies? I believe right now this is the only way out, right? In the United States, the majority of the places actually still in the pause mode, and a lot of people still work from home. But people think actually this way they can actually work in a higher efficiency. What about release? Also can go in online. You mean online releasing or cinema release? still, on the big screen release, still it's the most important thing. As a lot of our guests already said that we need that experience, we need that feeling provided only at the cinema. In the past several years, we have saw a big boom happen in the film industry, even in a downward pressure on our global economy. I believe the whole situation will not change fundamentally. Some products maybe go directly online in terms of release, but still, all in all, cinema release still with the paramount significance to the whole industry. We believe actually going to the cinema really help people to overcome their own difficulties, psychologically at least. Any best wishes? Actually, during this time period, what I have learned in the quarantine time period is nothing can stop creativity. We hope that our voice can be heard by others through different platforms, and also good creativity is worth to wait. Thank you very much for joining us. I believe more or less we share the same understanding that we talk about, especially the time period of staying at home or quarantine. We talk about we join the online meetings, but she also mentioned that the creativity, we talk about that the cinema experience cannot be replaced. Talk about the streaming media actually is important, but that is not the full picture. So go back to Mr. Wang. So how new normalization changed your business? So my understanding of a new normal, of course, we talk about this different from SARS, that the COVID-19 will not disappear suddenly. So we talk about keeping social distance as what we call new normal. And we also talk about the online, offline watching experience of our audience is a new normal. And third, we talk about offline, online window period. What kind of film is good to be released online, or which is good to be released offline, and how to price. Actually, a lot of this new kind of model or business mode, operational mode, still under study. So we don't really have that final answer yet. We talk about that broadcasting mold. So we talk about internationally and globally. Different streaming media platform actually also tested the water to find the most suitable way to broadcast the most right or the most suitable films. We talk about the online, offline. Actually, they are the supplement to each other, so they actually share the highly couple the. It's a complementary mold, but we talk about like say how we can really share that revenue, and we talk about online offline is really have their complementary. Then which film is good to go online, which go to offline. For a larger scale film, actually with that big, huge investment, they have to go to the cinema release. We believe we need to create a win-win situation under the new normal. So think that some film is really designed to broadcast online, but some film actually is designed to release in the cinema. Yes. So we talk about new normal actually already triggered change. we talk about right now, everyone just slow down to think about this a long-term strategy or long-term development. The impact costs in short term, especially as a listed company, you need to think about your number, right? Financially, what kind of changes have you already made? So talk about from development, pre-production, post-production, distribution, anything, any change. Huayi is a company keeping producing films. What we need actually is a fast reopening of the market because we have a products already in the pipeline. So we have food in hand, waiting the market to open so we can start let the whole cash flow to operate in a healthy manner because for Huayi, our company, actually, we have a business involved end to end of the whole industrial chain. So at this time period, like a key film studio, that we should showcase our solidarity and we also should show our responsibilities. We watch the data every day. We cannot just wait and see. That's not the attitude. We should perform as a responsible company. We should be the one to lead the change, lead the development, lead the resumption of the work of the whole market. So from August to the end of this year, we already have a holistic list and arrangement of the film going to be released in the market that will actually have a quite strong attraction to the market. And we also have a plan to film 3 to 4 movies for the second half of this year. That's our plan. So as we mentioned, that some film we just directly go online, some have to go to the cinema. So this is kind of, let's say, the status quo. Will that change your plan on what kind of film do you like to produce? So we talk about my understanding is that we talk about Disney Plus and other quite well-known a film studio. Actually, they created their own streaming media platform. Actually, you can see they keep creating content. Some content actually involved a big budget. Some is like small budget. Some is more focused on the internet. They're not really saying that this should be internet. This should be cinema. Actually, what they are doing is they're producing content. We talk about when the independent film is produced, they release to a streaming media platform and also the cinema. We talk about besides cinema, actually before it's DVD, right now it's the streaming media channel. Actually, that's also the additional channel for us to generate revenue. So for a streaming media platform, they not only need film, they also need actually the content to fill in their platform. I also discussed with Mr. Yang from ITE. Actually, you can see as long as the film have already been released in the cinema, they have a really good click number on the ITE platform, on the streaming media platform. So we talk about the film actually not released in the cinema, just directly go to the online platform, cannot generate that big click number, or let's say the revenue. That is the thing we discovered in our previous life. So we talk about ITE or other streaming media platform. Let's also involve them at even earlier stage. So we will also do something only for the streaming media platform. That doesn't mean that will be a small budget production. So that is more the drama-driven, the content-driven films. So not really involve a lot of the film technologies, which maybe not that necessary. So that's also involved in our overall plan. So for ITE, actually, for each year, we also have a different content. We think it's good to be broadcasted on our online platform. So that's a differentiated content-wise planning. And some of these already under the production or filming. So you watch online or watch in the cinema. Of course, cinema provides the best feeling. But you talk about you would like to watch online, no matter it's a 3 hours film or 15 minutes film, it doesn't matter. But for cinema, it has its requirement. And also watch the behavior of the viewers. So the audience first need to buy a ticket and maybe to drive to the cinema. So this actually is a really careful decision-making process. So they also will not leave earlier before the film is end. So we talk about actually look at the content, the storytelling, it has its own pattern. But if you look at the threshold of the entering to the film theater online, it's like just click the button and then you start to watch a film. But it's also very easier for you to choose leaving the theater, right? Leaving the cinema room by another click. So we talk about in going future, there are a lot of fun waiting for us. Of course, different experience that also will make different requirements online and offline. So we also have another special guest as the data analysis company, Mr. Powell.
Are you with us? I am. Thank you. Nice to be here. Yeah, great to have you here. So numbers are everything. We don't count.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to have you. Numbers actually very important. It tells a lot of things. So would you please share with us the key data during the pandemic and what's the meaning behind? So look at the studio, we look at the whole market. We keep doing the number analysis for them and also providing the market information for them starting from 2000. But we can tell right now the whole situation is unprecedented. And I also heard the other guests saying the resumption of the home market as well as the situation in China. I would like to say that in the other international markets, they also restarted. And as the market analysis and consultant, regarding the long-term development, actually, we are quite positive and optimistic. For example, France, Netherlands, nearly 98 or at least 95% of the cinemas already opened. And in Asia, like New Zealand, Vietnam, Taiwan region, all with a full expectations, a market opened totally with a quite good box office performance.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Shanghai Bureau.
你好，这边请。
您好，欢迎光临。
So you are watching, this is a video clip that this is in Shanghai as the International Media Hub created by CMG China Media Group.
下周一，上海市高三、初三年级学生返校开学即刻。
We talk about audience actually determine their willingness going to the cinema. We talk about right now a lot of the actually players involved in the film industry suffering from the financial difficulties, but we still quite positive. So as you are the expert in numbers, and earlier Mr. Fu shared with us that the Chinese film market reopened for 1 week. Within that 1 week, 110 million box office were hit. So this is a good number. Yes. So as an international research company, we cannot do a historical comparison. We look at the whole market trajectory. As China reopen, and you also have the many reissues, as our other speakers also mentioned about a new normal. It's very difficult to say or define new normal. If we have vaccine available, then that will bring the prosperity to our industry. But back to your question, good number, yes. Because we have seen the trajectory of the market, and also going forward, we will see more films to be released in the market. We'll keep a close eye on that. And thank you very much for sharing your results. Thank you. And I think he is really prudent but optimistic, but still say that should be wait and see about the future trajectory development. So coming to the end of our first panel discussion, so for the very last questions, looking forward. Of course, COVID-19 has brought many uncertainties and instabilities to the whole industry. So what's your understanding about the future development of the whole film industry? So think about the Chinese one and international one. We believe we share the same destiny. We talk about new normal, right? How we can deal with that new normal, especially upstream, downstream of the whole industrial chain, how we construct the balance in terms of revenue in order to create that win-win situation. We believe we would like to see more content, more film available and can be released in multiple channels. Our consumers, our audience, no matter you go to the cinema to watch a bigger screen cinema, or you go to a streaming media platform for the median or a low budget film, That's all actually a synergy created by the upstream and low-stream players along the industrial chain. So we talk about the diversity development, no matter in terms of the production or distribution channel. So our audience, our consumers can always experience the films online or offline. So Mr. Yang, for my understanding, a bright future towards future development. So we will see more the quality production. And on top of that, we will also enjoy a vast market globally. So under the new normal of post-COVID-19, we need the players involved in the whole industry, no matter you're from the release part or production part, that should be create a bigger pie. For the Chinese film industry, we spent 30 years to shape our whole scale. We look at the scale of production and distribution, exhibition. For my understanding, is quite mature, subject to the international standards. Under the COVID-19, I'm quite confident. Even just depend on our own industry, the domestic industrial chain actually can operate in a quite healthy manner. If you look at our film, actually, the Chinese-made film not have a quite share of international market in terms of revenue, so we not really have a big pressure in this regard. We believe we should be more dedicated to the content creativity. Content should be the king. That content should driven everything, right? We have a vast domestic market, so we have a quite big confidence. Thank you, all three. Thank you. And we wish to see more people going to the cinema. All right, let's coming to our second panel discussion. Let me first invite Director Lu Chuan and Mr. Ye Ning from Qingsong Studio, and Mr. Zhang Weimin from Shanghai Jiaotong University. So in our second panel discussion, we will discuss more long-term macro perspective. So the big theme for the second panel discussion is film industrialization. It's not a new topic because we discussed for this for many years. So we have a director involved, and the good thing is like the director Lu Xing, he's really busy, which means actually we had a quite good development in the whole industry. So first of all, how you define the industrialization, or which phase are we now in? And Mr. Ye, you go first. So actually, we will talk about this topic every year at the Shanghai International Film Festival. Every time when we talk about this, is actually for me is a leftover question every year. For my understanding, we're still at a very, very, very beginning stage. So when we talk about whole industrialization, we still stay at a more a definition phase. So like directors, we are really at a front line. So we talk about we need standards. We need, for example, terminologies for communication. Then if you talk about the industrialization, we're still a baby.
So give me your criteria. How you say we are a baby?
So let's say industrialization as a matured system that allowed you to do a batch production. And also that production should hit certain level of quality, right? That a factory compared to a small studio. Maybe a small studio can produce a masterpiece, but just niche quantity, right, with fluctuation. But when a large order is coming into your studio, you have that bottleneck, right? You need to have that system to help you guarantee that quality as well as quantity of your production, and also in a certain speed to finish all these orders, right? That is what my understanding is industrialization. You need to have a whole set of methods to help you to reach that standard.